If you want to be an esports pro, you have to be good.
Shifted onto them and Kang forced to step up to the moment. Dash to avoid and shots are fired. Kang, he's monstrous when he gets going, and he does it almost single-handedly.
But clicking heads isn't the only skill you can bring to the table. For example, the less aim-gifted among us make up for their lack of firepower with their incredible minds for the game.
He's looking heaven right now, Taco.
He's patient though. No flashes. How patient will he be? Oh, he spotted him. He's gotten it down to 1. The tap from Shy as he repositions. He's gonna go for the kill, but how far up does he go? He's right beneath him. He spots, the shots go just to be wide, and the snap is there for Finesse anyway.
But what if I told you that one of the best Valorant players in the world is neither renowned for his 200 IQ or his aim? Instead, he's renowned for his vibes.
I remember some 2022 back when this team played.
You got fined for that? That's an L for Riot. I would have gave him a I think Cloud9 should give him a raise.
Meet Jordan Zellsis Montemurro, the heart and soul of Sentinels.
Sniff it?
Wait, I need
So how did Zellsis' outrageous personality help bring Sentinels back to the top of the Valorant world? Was he really born to shill a bundle? And will his success change the way that VCT teams build rosters forever?
I think every team needs a Zellsis. I feel like people seen Sentinel's success. You know, I've tried out for multiple teams now with the offseason, and everyone brings up, you know, the battery. I feel like before that was never a thing, but I think he's set a standard of like a player you need on our team, and he's yeah, he's pretty inspiring.
Someone's there.
No, it's not.
Hold up, what happened?
One enemy remaining.
Such a ace.
Buy the Sentinels bundle. Buy the Sentinels bundle.
All right, so before we get into the video, just a quick reminder to please like the video. If you enjoy it, maybe sub to the channel and turn on notifications. It really does help. All right, so before Zellsis became Sentinels' marketing minion and screamed his way to a Masters title, where exactly did this 26-year-old vibe merchant come from? Zellsis was born and raised in Wisconsin, and despite an active childhood, became a D-Gen gamer like the rest of us. Tragically, he first turned towards League of Legends like so many problem children.
I was originally gonna go pro in League, actually, before Counter-Strike. And then my team died in League. So then I started playing Counter-Strike with my high school buddies. We just played it like nonstop. And then I just got really good at it. And then one of my friends that I met in matchmaking recruited me to his ESEA team to play as a sub. I was like, sure, I'll sub in. I did well, and then he asked me to play full-time the next season. And then it kind of just like kept spiraling from there.
Zellsis eventually saved himself from a broken life of League and grinded his way to CSGO glory, trialing with Cloud9 ahead of the Katowice Major in 2019. But C9 had a mediocre showing at the Major, ending Zellsis' trial on a pretty sour note.
I thought my dream was C9, like when I first joined them for the trial Major run or whatever. But I quickly learned that esports is not all sunshine and rainbows.
Zellsis quickly started looking for a way out of his uncertain Counter-Strike career. NACS was in a bad spot, so like a lot of other pros, he turned to Valorant.
Yeah, I ended up switching back to CS and then back to Valorant, I think like 3 times or something. And then Imi, C9 head coach, finally convinced me that, you know, there's no career to be made in NACS. Or if there is, it's very hard.
He landed on version 1 and qualified for Valorant's first ever international LAN in Iceland. Now, this was most Valorant fans' introduction to Zellsis. He was a confident shit talker who believed that he could beat anyone. But despite getting off to a hot start in Iceland, things didn't exactly play out how he'd hoped.
So much room to work with as they dance around the generator. No, Zellsis comes up big as well and is now Lakia in a 1v2. Lakia's there!
Oh my god!
Lakia brings it back from the depths! 6 feet under. New turn will not go away.
You said what about Effie's Red Bull clutch there, Doug? Oh my word, the Sovas are popping off today. You can wear a cape, sir.
They're waiting for Jamies to show up. Now Jamies has joined the fold, but Allow, as you said, is on the flank. Might cause a problem. No, Penny highlights this time around as, my goodness, it very well may be happening. Zellsis drops one, but what else can he do? No, ladies and gentlemen, bow down to your Korean overlords as they take down North America and they advance.
You know how deep they're playing this. They're all set up for this retake already, so Fnatic gonna do magic to run the clock down.
Oh, Magnum!
Second!
They've only done it for Fnatic! Sending version 1 home, living through the lower bracket!
To make matters worse, Zellsis returned home with a suspension for the majority of Stage 3 for what Riot described as a categorically offensive and discriminatory remark about a tournament official.
I can definitely confidently say it was a false suspension, but you know, I ate it because that's what I was told to do, and then, yeah, I mean, we'll end it on I've grown a lot, I guess.
Zellsis' big mouth cost him and his team. V1 never again reached those same heights. But a year later, he got an offer that he couldn't refuse. Now, Sentinels have basically been the most popular team in Valorant since like day one. But back in 2022, they were struggling. And in their desperation, they decided to sign Shroud for arguably the most important event of their season. And the announcement broke the internet. No, like it literally broke the internet in Shroud's birthplace. But only a few days later, Sentinels announced that Zellsis would also be joining the team for the LCQ. And he did not let the opportunity go to waste. You see, everyone already knew that Zellsis was a solid player, but joining Sentinels allowed him to show something off that not everyone had the chance to see. His ridiculous personality.
Everyone's optimistic, everyone's just happy. It's good vibes.
If it ever gets down, me and Raucus can just shake ass, it's all good.
Although Sentinels failed to win the LCQ, Zellsis showed everyone just how valuable he could be for the organization as a content machine, and most importantly, he finally got verified on Twitter. Zellsis and Sentinels parted ways as Sen built an international super team and C9 wanted their prodigy back. But things didn't pan out for either team. Sentinels' decision to go with 2 world champions over this guy somehow didn't net them any trophies. Hell, they didn't even qualify for an international event. And although Cloud9 came incredibly close to qualifying on multiple occasions, the highlight of Zellsis' season ended up being a gesture on stage that netted him a $10,000 fine.
And apparently, I'm on mainstream for this shit, dude.
And so, with nothing to lose, except their dignity, Sentinels turned to Zellsis one last time.
Hey, Sun City. Got some news for you. Zaddy's back. As a sub, of course.
At first, Zellsis was just supposed to be a content creator and sub, but within a month, they'd called him onto the main roster. Zellsis stood in for a preseason show match against G2 and won. Then he did it again at the Sentinels Invitational, and then he did it a third time at the Africa TV Valorant League Finals.
The flash not connecting, the 0 point does. The lob board on the cage, the fragment down. Mind Freak, he dodges, that pretends will be the finisher. 13-6, Sentinels fly to South Korea, and they claim their first trophy in years.
Zellsis, the content, the sub, the guy who got fined for simulating unspeakable acts on stage, was suddenly winning everything. And it wasn't just his gameplay that was catching everybody's attention. It was the vibes that he was bringing to the team.
Having someone like Zellsis to hype up the aggression and keep it going, I think is really important. The whole time I was watching this tournament and casting it, all I could think about is just imagine if DRX had someone like Zellsis for the past 2 years, just hyping them up and telling Buzz and RB.
If they got one of their glue guys, RB and Zest, to sniff glue, maybe they could get close to where Zellsis is. Because Zellsis is a maniac.
Dude,
He's got so much charisma and energy that he brings as well.
Within 3 months, Zellsis had gone from a bench player to one of the most important voices in the server, helping John QT when it came to mid-round calling. He'd completely earned his spot on the main roster and made it his own.
Jordan is Jordan, like he's very outgoing, very outspoken. I mean, everyone can like kind of see like, I mean, he's been called like the vibe merchant, but I think he does like way more than that.
Zellsis was becoming one of the biggest faces in Valorant, and he was just getting started. Because when Riot officially released VCT team capsules for all 30-part teams, Zellsis made it his mission to sell as many Sentinels bundles as humanly possible.
Let me handle it. Let me handle it. Let me handle it. Let me try an ace. Let me try an ace. Let me. Wait. Whoa! Buy the Saint Classic, baby!
Yeah, this is. There's no shame in the world. His mod is doing the exact same thing. There is no shame left. We have forgotten the word shame.
Saint Classic! Wow! 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 Whoa! Shit! Saint Classic!
Sentinels just kept winning on the server, and whether he was in the game or not, Zellsis just couldn't stop advertising the bundle. It became his entire personality, especially when he had the chance to play in front of a sea of Sentinels fans at Masters Madrid.
They're really strong teams, so everyone 1-0 group, it's going to be a tough match.
Buy the Sen bundle.
Okay.
Zellsis and his non-stop energy helped send Sentinels all the way to the grand finals. He was one win away from lifting the biggest trophy of his entire career, playing for a team that he originally joined as a substitute. And despite heading into the final with a map veto disadvantage, when things looked like they were starting to slip away from Sentinels, it was Zellsis who stepped up and got the team across the finish line.
Trying to claim another one here, Hypeman dropped down to 10 HP, 10, surely he falls, surely they go down, half, out, Munchkin, has he bought enough time? He's got too many targets to deal with, too much indeed, and matters into his own hands, leading the charge with the dash, it just collides right into the collision of 410, there needs to be the adjustment, it's not there, an inevitability, but how much can one man do? First one found, second one not there, it's over, Sen City, here to play, here to stay.
Right, honestly, I was just so hyped. Like, I don't even know like how to like put that into words, what I was feeling. It was like happiness, relief, all the stress gone, just like a ball of emotion just like erupting inside me. And then I was just hugging all my guys, crying, whatever. It was just insane. It was everything.
Zellsis returned home and made sure that everyone knew that he was a world champion. And of course, all while reminding them to buy the bundle.
Like, obviously, like, this is like what it's about, right? Like, the fans, the competing, everything, and also selling the Sentinels bundle. That is the main thing.
I was wondering when you were going to work that in.
Yeah, I was going to work that in.
Now, the team started to slip, but they came back swinging in time for champions at the end of the year.
I think saying we were burnt out is kind of like an overstatement. I just think we were tired a little bit, and then everyone's watching us because we just won Madrid, and everyone's like practicing our comps, so then it just gets really hard. And then we had no time to like reset basically between tournaments to like work on comps, change maps, stuff like that. Like, it was really hard.
Everyone expected Sentinels to go home in the group stage, but Sentinels and Zellsis had other ideas.
Spike ticking away, time is short. Can John do it on his own? He's gotten it down to one. The spam, pre-connecting, and it will be the Red Bull clutch. It's just enough of a distraction. Very nicely done by Gen.G, but Zellsis still holding the line on the other side. That's now 2 bodies found. The swing of the classic will not betray him. But now, Lockie and Munchkin doing their best to keep this thing up, to keep it competitive. They're gonna have to navigate the pit. Every single member crumbling. Tonight, Soul burns red.
Sentinels were proving all their critics wrong, taking down teams that nobody would have expected them to beat heading into the event. But in the end, they just ran out of gas.
Zekken now stepping towards the site, taking another couple of strides too in this round. We asked so much of him. He answered before. No, he answered again, the third. 2 more to find, and they're so low. Oh my God, from the absolute clutches of death. How can we do this? Oh, he misses! In the final moment, Heretics burn Sen City to the ground.
I feel like we should have beat both EDG and Heretics. Like, not saying they didn't play good or well at all. Like, they played amazing, obviously. Like, they beat us, so it sucks. But I think like we should have honestly 2-0'd both those teams. But the year was definitely a good year. Like, no matter what anyone says, like, they can't take away that we won Madrid. They can't take away that we were, I think, the most entertaining team all year.
Over the course of his journey, Zellsis has proved that making it in esports isn't just about being mechanically gifted and popping heads in the server. Some things are more important than that, like being a team player or having the right attitude no matter what situation you're put in.
He's a really good vibes person for sure. I mean, people like meme he's just like the vibes merchant. Like, no, he's actually like a really good teammate in general. He's very knowledgeable about the game. He can play devil's advocate for server time and stuff, and actually like make us feel like we're improving through scrim days that like may not feel productive at the start.
Zellsis has quite literally changed the way that teams think about building rosters. It's not just about finding the 5 best pieces, it's about getting them to work well together.
He just like knows what to do and what to say, especially in like high pressure situations, so it's very valuable to have.
There's no way to put into words how much impact he really has on that team. And I think like people kind of see him as a troll, but he is very valuable to Sentinels for sure.
Great player, very flexible, can like pick up any role, any agent. Very vocal on the team too. And yeah, just a great teammate. Like you need like someone like that on a team to be successful, and yeah, he's just great.
Zellsis is an exceptional player, a strong leader, a marketing genius. And without him, the Sentinels just wouldn't be Sentinels. Zellsis might not be the best, but that doesn't mean that he isn't our GOAT. I feel old, bro. I remember writing spot news for when Zellsis was playing for C9 at Katowice. It feels like yesterday. It was 5 years ago. It feels like yesterday. It's crazy. Every time I see Zellsis, I feel old. He's just that player. I don't know. I remember that spot news and I think like that felt like a year ago. That was a year ago, right? Nope, that was 5 years ago. Yup.